contact you. But there was no white wolves seen anywhere, and it was not safe to keep your wolf too long. Bod said in his wolf form, "We can hear anyone we want to in our wolf form, if they want us to hear them. You just project the thought into their mind. Yes, sis, your white fur tells you are a royal wolf. And you are safe here and now," Ben said. "Let's get going then. Are you ready?" He asked me. I nodded, showing I was ready to beat him, or at least keep up with him. I ran ahead of them, catching them off guard. I heard their wolf laughter, and they set off behind me. I was smaller than them, therefore faster. The trees blurred around me. I could see the mixture of green and browns in the trees as the autumn fades into winter. I could see the amazing mountains and the blue sky if I looked up. We went around lakes filled with water and the blue reflection of the sky. I loved to be in my wolf. The feeling of being free overtook my body. The boys were still behind me, only by a few paces. Maybe they were exchanging right now. I could feel their presence. I liked that. Having someone behind me. Before I was always on my own, it felt good to feel a presence there with you. "Let's rest now. I see a lake," Bobby said. Slowing down, we all went to the lake and lied down. I was in the middle of them. "Wow, I admit it, you're fast," Ben said. We were still communicating in wolf form. In laughter, Bobby said, "Wow, that's the first time you admit being wrong. You're already changing him, Leah." "Hey, not fair. She was faster than I thought." "Yeah, I beat you guys bad," I bragged, jokingly. "Haha," Ben said sarcastically. "Thank you for not hating us," he said randomly. "Why would I hate you?" I asked. "Because we took your father away from you. You didn't have him when you needed him most. That's because he was with us," Bobby said. "You did not take him away. You needed him more than I did. He thought it was best for me to stay with my mother. He did not think she would turn out like she did, right? So," I told them truthfully, looking him in the eye, then turning to Ben and giving him a smile. They both nodded. "It meant a lot that you did not hate us. We thought you will not like us, and we both hate to have our siblings hating us. It will all become clear why he left soon," Ben said, whispering the last part. "I didn't think it was meant for me, but I let it go. If it would all be clearer, then the time would come. On the other hand, I could not let the opportunity of teasing him go. Oh, you thought I was going to hate you? That's it. I'm going to win the race back. I went to get a drink before we go." "Okay, if you think so, you're not much of a challenge for a prince," I teased. I turned and ran off in the way we came from. "Cheetah," Bobby and Ben exclaimed, chasing after me. It was funny. Laughing, I turned the speed up. The trees passed and passed. It felt amazing, and I was cherishing the last moments of freedom left. I loved my wolf. When we got back home, I slumped on the ground, taking breaths in. After running that length, anyone would have their breaths taken away from them. My mates were at the garden door waiting for me. "Next time I want a real challenge," I told them. I made my way back to the place I changed into my wolf, and changed back. My muscles felt good. The feeling you got after an amazing workout. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Walking back with my sweats and vest top still sweating, Edwin and Evan looked at me. Okay, more gawped at me. I noticed how I must have looked. I coughed, and they avoided my eye contact. Laughing, I thanked the boys for the run. "Anytime, Leah. By the way, this does not reach the public," Ben said. I knew what he wanted me to keep secret. The fact that I handed their ass to them, me knowing that little face was good enough. I nodded, laughing at them. I sobered up when Ben's glare hardened. Bobby just smiled. "We are doing this again?" Bobby said. "Absolutely, but first we are going on a date," Evan said. "Go upstairs and get changed. Take a shower," said Edwin. "They're avoiding eye contact." I tried to rush, but first I got a pat on the back. I winked back at them. They avoided my eyes again. I thought it was too tempting for them, but then I laughed at my own foolishness. Did they say date? It was my first date, and my heart was pounding at the thought of going out with them. I ran into the shower, excited. Using the vanilla extract, I washed myself, feeling good. The water calmed my muscles. I came out of the shower to a steamy window and looked at myself. My hair was wet, but long, all the way to my mid-back, in all its black-coloured and curly. It has always been curly, and I thought I would straighten it out. Taking my iron, I straightened it out. There was no curls. They had bought makeup for me, so I added a smoky effect eyeshadow which highlighted my blue eyes. I added a little mascara and eyeliner here and there, but not too much. I then added lip gloss and a bit of foundation, hoping not to overdo it. I went back into the room looking through the wardrobe for a dress. The one I looked at held my figure, but there was another which I was hoping to put on. There was a knock at the door. Wondering who it was, I went to answer it, finding my stepmother Judy there. "Hello, princess. Need help?" she asked with a welcoming smile. "Yes, I don't know which one to choose." I told her, sounding stressed even to my own ears. This one hugs your curves. On the other hand, this one is just as beautiful." She responded, "You see my point then. The royal purple. It's nicer and fits your makeup and figure," she told me, smiling after thinking about it. I thanked her and put it on, struggling to zip it up. She came behind me and zipped it up for me. "You look beautiful." My sight hazed over as I thought about how my mother should be doing this for me. "Don't cry. You would ruin your makeup." Laughing, I whispered, "Thank you." She kissed my cheeks. "The boys are waiting," she told me, smiling before exiting. Chapter 9. I left the room. The corridor was brightly lit. Not too bright, not too dark. The sun was 2 hours away from setting. Time flies when I go out with my brothers. As I like to call them that, it feels normal and good, yet not normal and good the same time. It's strange to be so close to them when I've only known them for a day. We are on good terms. That's what I thought as I walked through the castle halls. I'm so happy. Ever since I met Patty, I've been happy. She was the only person who approached me during my first week at the school. I didn't want her anywhere near me, but she came into my life eventually. I miss her. It's only been 2 days. I got round to the staircase. It was a beautiful castle, and even with the size of it, anyone would consider it a home. It was cream and red and spiraled all the way down. Its red carpet made no noise, but when my heels touched the floor, they noticed my presence. My mates were in conversation, dressed in a jacket, jeans and a dress, but still causal shirt. Their eyes fixed on mine. I could not move my gaze and found it hard to breathe. They strode their way to me, not thinking about anything in their paths. They just made their way to me. When they reached, they both held my hand and brought it up to their lips to snap a kiss. It was soft, yet meaningful, which had my cheeks rosy. They were both handsome, and all mine. I could not have it any other way. Smiling at them, I placed a kiss on both their cheeks to return the favor. "The car is waiting," said the maid. "Thank you," I said to her, giving her a smile. She left, and I turned back to the boys. "You look beautiful," Evan said. "Beautiful does not describe 1/6 of how you look tonight," Edwin chimed in. Smiling at their sweetness, but looking down, I said thank you. A princess must never bow her head to anyone. She must show confidence, Edwin said, while Evan placed a finger under my chin and brought my face back to theirs. "Yes, sir," I told them in submission. "You ready for our first date?" Evan inquired. "Yes, it will be the first," I told them. "Boys never asked me out on a date." "Sorry to hear that," Edwin said, but I knew he had not a sorry bone in his body. They were probably just scared of the power radiating from you, and we are men, not boys. "Aw, did I hurt your ego?" I asked with a hint of sarcasm. "Shh, no." I burst out laughing while they avoided eye contact, but then joined in eventually. When the laughter died out, they held my hand and took me to the car. Edwin POV. She looked beautiful tonight. I could not believe her innocence, how she blushed when we sang the slightest praise to her. It made her look beautiful. Her lack of confidence made her look, what you would say, modest, but to some, like my mother and father, it may be considered a weakness. The kind of England approved of her, so I had no reason to doubt my parents will have any doubt, but I was going to make her feel confident. Her royal purple dress, made of silk, hugged her figure, wanting me to rip it off her. But I could control myself. As much as I wanted her, she was not ready to be fully mine. When and only when she is ready, we would take it further. We drove to the first destination. Evan was driving, she was in the front seat, and I at the back. She called shotgun before getting into the car. I could not say no to my princess now, could I? The first thing that was on mine and my brother's mind to do was to take her to dinner. She had been out the whole day, and after missing her, we told her to get dressed to go on our date. She forgot to eat. This was her first date, and we wanted it to be special. It was our first time taking someone out on a date, but our mother always taught us to treat women right. She gave us some ideas, but it's not something we would admit to anyone. We arrived to the beautiful and most luxurious restaurant, which her father recommended to us. I got out of the car, opened Leah's door. I took her palm in my hand to help her out. Her hand was so small in mine, and I love the feeling of tingling sensations when her hand touched mine. Holding her hand, we walked into the staircase which led to the inside of the restaurant. It was a beautiful place, people dressed so elegant, but nothing compared to the beauty holding my hand. The automatic doors opened for us, and we walked in hand. She was in the middle of us, which represented her being at the center of our lives. I saw her gawping and found it so cute. She would have to get used to this. Bringing her to our lives would be a challenging situation, but we would be there to ensure she does not get overworked or stress. No one knows she is our mate yet, and she may be in danger. If they do, we would not hide it, but she would be more protected when people know. Many have been waiting for our mate, so that they can gain power from having her. But with the two of us with her, she is safe. It looks like I've just stepped into a movie, she whispered. Evan chuckled, and I joined it. She was too busy gazing everywhere to notice. Everywhere we went, people looked. It came with being a prince. Everyone knew you had some sort of power. Walking to the desk, we told the waitress we had a reservation under the name Prince. She bowed her head and told us to follow her. She led us to a table where champagne laid, in a bucket of ice. I heard Leah growled and noticed the girl still was looking at me and my brother. That is all, Evan said as I squeezed her hand. Her possessiveness was doing things to me. It took the innocence away from her and made her look hot. I loved both sides, but this showed her feisty side. I placed a gentle kiss on her bare shoulder and noticed Evan kissed her temple. We thought the same thing. It was like we shared a mind. Thank you, Mr. Prince, she said as I pulled her chair out so she could sit. The way my name rolled out of her tongue made me want to capture her lips, but I restrained myself. I have been doing that a lot lately. Not a problem, Miss Maxwell. I felt her shiver and smiled, knowing the effect I had on her. My brother and I both took a seat. We were away from the public, in a more private area. There were many bodyguards not far away, us pretending guests which arranged by Harry. It's safe here. This is beautiful, Leah said, looking up at the ceiling which had a range of patterns with a chandelier hanging from its high roof. You would love the castle, Evan said. I couldn't agree more, I said. She beamed at the mention of the castle. I guessed she liked the idea of going home with us. We can't wait to show you. When your father becomes Crown King of England, we will introduce you to the world as our mate. We will need to go back first. That sounds like a good plan. I can't wait to go home. I loved the way she said home. Like she belonged there, which she did. Yes, babe, we can't wait to take you, I told her. She hid her blush behind the menu, knowing what she was thinking. I chuckled. Are you ready to order? I asked. She nodded, still hiding her blush. We called back for the waiter. It was a boy this time. Are you ready to order, sir? He inquired. After giving him my order, my brother did the same. And you, miss? He asked, with what he called a charming smile. She would have the lasagne with Caesar salad, with a hint of olive oil. I told him, and he walked away with a wink to Leah. I growled at the same time my brother did. She reached out and touches both our hands, calming our wolves. Could he not tell she was on a date? I guess it is hard for humans to comprehend the ideas of soulmates, let alone having two. Wow, I'm happy to know I'm not the only one who is possessive, she said with a smirk. But you have nothing to worry about, she said with a wink, making us laugh. You look beautiful tonight, I said once we calmed down. I took her soft hand to my lips, placing a kiss on the tips of her fingers. I loved a moment like this with her. It felt right. This is what I was waiting for. Her to show me the way in which my life should go. She was my life. The food came, the waiter still eyeing up what is my brother's and mine. She did not notice it though. She never did. We ate in comfortable silence. We did not have a full-course meal, because this was the beginning of our date. We ate the main course. We will take the check now, I told the waiter. Paying the check, I took her coat from behind the chair and helped her get it on. We walked with my hand around her small waist and my brother's around her shoulders. People looked, but we took no notice. Neither did she. The sky was colourful. The sun was about 20 minutes from setting, and that's all the time we need. I drove this time. She was in the front seat again, after calling shotgun. It was funny because we would not leave her in the back on her own, so it was pointless, but she didn't know that and continued to say it. Where are we going? She asked. To get dessert, I told her. But where? She asked, getting confused, seeing we were going back to the forest. You'll see. When we reached, Evan went to open her door, while I went to the boot to get the basket and a blanket. We walked down a path. There was gravel, and my brother did not want her to mess up her heels, so he carried her bridal style. When we reached, she sucked in a breath. This place is extraordinary. The sun is nearly setting, she said, as my brother put her down. The lake looks beautiful. You can even see the sun as it sets. The sky was red, orange, and purple. It is. Now I know why your father said to come here. It would make a beautiful painting. He said that's where he took Judy on her first date. I told her. She smiled, looking up at me. He told us he took you here when you were younger. Evan said. The look on her face told me she did not remember. Are you ready for dessert? He asked. She nodded eagerly. I laid down the blanket on the dry ground, not wanting to get her dress dirty. She sat down gracefully. I opened the basket and took out the chocolate-covered strawberries. Her eyes lit up. I opened the container and took one, placing it in front of her, as she opened her lips and took a bite. That was just plain sexy. She looked me in the eye, making me feel hot. My brother took her hand and placed it over his lips. We continued eating the strawberries, this way, feeding her and ourselves. It felt good. When my brother brought out vanilla cake, she smiled that contagious smile. After eating, we lied down on the blankets, gazing at the sky and the stars. The sun was set and the atmosphere was beautiful. In front of us was a lake. Behind us was the forest, which was home to us wolves. I wonder if she is tired. She has had a long day. I mean, the marking, the run with her brothers, the dinner with us, and now this. Are you tired? Evan asked, as if reading my mind. Not yet, she said. Good. Are you ready to leave? I asked. But it's nice here. Will you bring me back before we go to Greenville? She asked with hope in her eyes. Sure, babe, I said, kissing her cheeks. I got up and took her hand back in mine and pulled her up while my brother packed away the blanket and picked up the basket. I lifted her up to carry her in bridal style back to the car. She squealed with surprise as I did so, which made me chuckle. Leah. This was the best first date I had ever been on. The sunset was beautiful, as the orange mixed with the purple spread across skies. The lake reflected the sight, which made it all the more beautiful. They fed me, and it was so sexy as I took a small bite, and they finished the rest for me. While lying down after eating, they kissed my mark, making me shiver with delight. The butterflies erupted from the pit of my stomach. When I touched theirs, they moaned, which had me going hot. Damn, I should record that sound. We had one more stop, and I was itching to know where we were going. We reached a car park, where many cars parked. What are we doing? I asked. As they put the hood of the convertible down, Evan maneuvers me so I was sitting at the back with him, while Edwin came and joined us at the back. They took the blanket and spread it over us. I was about to repeat my question when a movie showed on the wall in front. I got excited knowing this was my favourite movie, Me Before You. I snuggled up to the boys and got ready to watch the movie. I giggled when I saw Louisa stepped into the castle just like I did, looking around and moving carefully. It's totally me. Remind you something? Evan squeezed my hand gently. Yeah, I had a hard time back when my mother moved house. I don't want to mention it, but I hate to hide anything to my mates. I had to find a part-time job to earn my tuition of school. So I became a dance instructor. You taught dance? What type? Edwin asked curiously. Ballet. No wonder you are so graceful. Evan smiled. Evan smiled. I've been doing it since 3 or 4. When my dad left, he told me to keep dancing. It was what I did until my 10, just when my mother cut my finance source. And that's when I found my first part job as a dancing backup. I told them, I would love to see you dance. Edwin said, you will have plenty time, I said with a smile. The movie was ending, and I was falling asleep on Edwin's shoulder. Thank you for tonight, I said before I blanked out. The next thing I felt was being carried by strong arms and being gently placed on a soft mattress where I fell into a deep sleep. Chapter 10. Mum, I did not mean to. The 10-year-old me whispered after breaking a glass. My mother just hung up the phone and looked angrily at me. You stupid child, she said, raising her hands about to slap me. I don't know why she was so angry. I'm sorry. I would not do it again. I tried picking up the broken glass, cutting myself in the process. Look what you are doing now, you worthless child. You can't even do anything without harming yourself, she said, pushing me onto the broken glass. Or, Daddy, I cried out, only after I saw it was the wrong thing to say. Her face stormed with more anger. Her emotions controlled her movements. She picked me up, dragged me up the stairs, and threw me into my room yelling, your daddy abandoned us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I repeated over and over to myself, while curled in a ball on the floor. We are moving house. Behave yourself. She shut the door and left. I'm sorry, I shouted, bolting up from my bed. My face was wet with tears. I was being hugged by Edwin and Evan, whispering to my ears. "We're here," they said. "It's okay," they said. They gave me a glass of water. I felt better just by their touch. "I'm sorry," I told them. "Hey," Evan said, lifting my chin to face his face. "That's what we're here for. You never told us your mum hit you. Is that the day when your nightmare started?" Edwin said with hurt. "How did you know?" I asked, my voice still shaken. "Our bond has grown. We can feel some of your pain and emotions. We are here to share your pain." "You should have told us, Leah," Edwin said, wiping his thumb against my wet cheek. The little action had my heart speed up. I didn't know she would haunt me here. I left her back at home. Funny, that was not a place anyone should call home. I did not know my laugh would turn out this cynical. "She must be close." "Can you feel her?" Evan asked. I turned my senses on closing my eyes to get a better feel. She was close by, but not too close. "Yes," I whispered. "She is not close, but close enough for me to feel her." I told them. "Why is she here?" Evan asked more to himself than others. Edwin looked deep in thought too. "I got away from her. I am done with her. She rejected me. I want to forget about her. Can we go to sleep?" I asked. The thinking was draining me. Edwin took my hand and took me to the bathroom. He wet a cloth and rubbed the dampness against my skin to wash the tears away. I felt myself leaning into his touch. It was addictive. His lips touched mine smoothly, fireworks erupted, and butterflies fluttered. When he removed his soft lips, I could not help but whimper. He smiled, giving me a small pick. "Go to bed, sweet," he said in a soft voice. My body moved without my mind's permission. When I reached the bed, Evan took me into his arms and sat on the bed, cradling my body. He kissed my forehead, leaving a trail of tingles. He kissed my nose, and the butterflies erupted with anticipation as his lips touched mine. It was nice and simple. Had me melting. "Leap," he whispered. Again, I did not argue. I closed my eyes and fell asleep. I woke up once again. I was being held by two strong men who kept all the nightmares away. I felt tired still, but I knew we already overslept. "Morning, babe," Evan and Edwin said at the same time. "Hey," I replied. "How do you feel?" Evan asked. "Better now your arms are around me." "Good. I'll go get breakfast," Evan said, exiting himself out of the room after getting dressed quickly. "Thanks for holding me. I knew they would have come back if your arms were not still around me," I told him with a smile. "I'm your mate. It's what I would always love to do." "Hold you and kiss you," Edwin trailed, of kissing my nose, leaving me giggling. I was so girly around them. It was strange. "Do you still smell your mum?" he asked. I opened my senses to the full, only to see that she was still there. I nodded. I always wanted to get away from her, but never knew where to go. Now I've got someone, why she came along. I asked, in a rhetorical question. "Do not worry yourself," he said comfortingly. I snuggled deeper into his arms. They were still around me. I breathed in his natural mouth-watering smell, not wanting it to be anywhere but here with me. It gave me comfort. It gave me peace. The door opened and Evan came in smiling. "Breakfast will soon be coming up." He stripped down. It was a great experience. His muscles flexing while he reached to take his shirt off and bending down. Giving me another great view of his behind, he turned around and walked to the bed. He was not a sterotype of muscular, but a nicely toned with an 8-pack. He pulled the covers over and snuggled back to me. "Your father needs to talk to you later. He said he would call for you," Evan said, his muscles pressing into my back. The only thing between us was the threads that made my vest top, which would easily be shredded. Well, that's what my wolf reminded me, but I told her to shut up. My hormones were already all over the place as it is. "Why are you so tense?" they asked at the same time. "No reason," I said, blushing, hiding my face in Edwin's chest. "Really, if we did not know any better, we would say you're arguing with your wolf," Evan said in a teasing voice, like he already knows what's going on. "Yes, I would have said the same thing," Edwin said, moving closer to me and rubbing his stomach into my back. "Stop moving," I said, but it came out as a moan, making me blush furiously. "You did that on purpose," I said, still blushing. "Did he think he was going to win this?" My wolf said. Suddenly, I was moving. By backside, he stiffened. "Are you okay there?" I asked. He put his hands on my waist to stop me. "If you don't stop now, this will go further." I stiffened. While Evan laughed at the situation I got myself into. There was a knock on the door, which got rid of the tension in our bodies. Evan got up and wheeled in the tray of food. It was fried eggs, potato waffles, ketchup sauce, toast, and the typical English breakfast. "This is so good," I said once I swallow. The morning went by fast. I had a shower and then dressed into skinny jeans and either Edwin's or Evan's top. I put on my boots and followed my mates out to the garden, which is where they said they would be. The breeze is cool and the sun is shining. It was a warm autumn day, like the sun giving us one last feeling of warmth before the warmth was taken away. I looked into the two-seater rocking chair and found my companions in conversation, laughing their heads off. The smiles on their faces told me they enjoyed each other's company. I smiled as I walked over to them and sat on Edwin, then turned and put my leg on Evan's lap as he stroked and welcomed me. "Missed us?" Evan teased, making me laugh, without giving them an answer. My brothers walked over to us smiling. "Hey guys," they both said. "Sure," I replied. "You did not come for a run today? Scared you were going to?" Ben asked in a joking voice. "No, I did not want to show you up again," I said, poking my tongue out, which got me laughs, which then got me blushing. "Oh yeah, Dad wants to see you. He is in his office," Bobby said. "Oh, okay. Do you know what it's about?" I looked at them questioningly. They smiled and silenced. Then I turned to my mates. "Any ideas?" "No, sorry babe, it may just be a small talk," Edwin said reassuringly, with a heart-stopping smile. "Okay." I kissed them both on the cheek, got up and reached up to ruffle my brother's hair. Walking up the stairs into the house through the back door, I followed the smell of my father, to which I have memorized from since 5 years, and found his office. I knocked on the door. "Come in," he said. I entered the office. It was a large office with glass tables, glass chairs. It was different from my grandfather's mahogany one. "You wanted to see me?" I asked. "Yes, my birthday is on Monday, 2 days' time. I was hoping I can introduce you as the Princess of England. Not many have heard of your being here. Some thought it were a rumor that you are alive. I'm still getting used to it myself. But it would be nice if everyone knows who you are, even though you may be leaving me," he said. It brought a tear to my eyes. He did not want to hide me from the public. He wanted everyone to know me and who I am. I got up and hugged him. He hugged me back. "Thank you, Dad. I would love that," I said, smiling, with tears resisting to fall from my eyes. "Sorry for the entire heartache I have caused you. I tried my best to find you. Judy and the boys always wanted to meet you, but your mother didn't want that. She kept you away from me by running away. I should have tried harder. It was hard to watch my father blame himself for something my mother did. But you need to know the truth. She is not your mother." "What do you mean she is not my mother?" I asked angrily and confused. "It's a long story," he said as the vision entered my mind. His voice faded away. Flashback. "What shall we do? The hunters are after her. All the other packs want her. She is the first girl born to a prince and to be king." Judy said the day after she gave birth to her daughter. Harry took the delicate hand of his wife and kissed it. "We need to give her up until she is 10 and be safe," Harry said in a soft voice. "But I cannot. She is my baby. I will not do this to her. The same thing your mother put you through, I will not do it," Judy said. But she knew her daughter's life was important. It was the only way to do so. "There has to be another way," she said, sobbing. Her sons wanted to see their sister. She was beautiful. They were 1 and a few months apart. She was born in August, and they were born last year, March. They did not understand the concept of having a sister, but looked forward to her coming. "I need her, Harry. I need to know she is safe." Judy told her husband, "She will be, I promise." Harry said, "I will visit her. Make sure she is safe before 10. She will be with Ruth, don't worry." Harry tried to reassure his wife. He had to keep his emotions under a protective barrier. To be there for her, he would cry for the loss of his daughter later. "We should say bye to her," Judy said with a strong voice. The servant brought Leah into the room. She wanted her mother. She was a little cub, and she needed her mother touch. Judy decided to give her a kiss on the cheek, her eyes following tears. She then gave baby Leah to Harry, who held her. He knew he would visit her again. They handed her over to Ruth, who came into the room. She and Harry had a history before Harry met Judy. They were in love, but they knew they would find their mate, so ended it when Harry did. Ruth never found hers. Keep her safe. Harry told Ruth it was an alpha command. "I'll see you once a while, and I will bring her back when she's 10. 10 years later? Please, be more patient. We could not bring her back since the hunter's still haunting us. Give us 1 more year, Ruth." Harry was speaking on the phone with Judy outside, worrying a positive answer. But you promised me. It can't be. And you didn't pay us a single visit for 5 years. I had wasted my best time of finding my mate. He is, as expected, yelling from other end of the line. Then a cracked sound of glass, broken, which now I know was me. You know how hard I keep her safe? But she literally ruined my life. Guess what? I will ruin yours and hers. The signal smashed, cut off. Ruth? Ruth. Now, why did you not tell me? I shouted at my father with a mixture of sadness and anger, tears streaming down my face. Judy is my mum. Dad, why wouldn't you tell me that? I asked, hurt. It was to protect you. How could I, not knowing the truth, hurt me? Dad, why? I asked. It was a timing thing. The hunters are still after you until today. When you leave England, they will not be able to track you down, and you would have been safe from this harm. We told you because we did not want to lie to you. We wanted you to know that Judy is your mother. She cried to me the night you came because you did not know the pain she went through giving you away. She needed you to know. When you did not know, you were safer. Please understand. I understood, but hated the fact I had been lied to and abused by someone who was not my mother. Please don't lie to me again, Dad. Can I see her? Mum? I asked. I was angry at him, but I wanted to see my mother. She came in from behind the doors with tears in her eyes. She ran to me and hugged me. For the days I have been here, she has always had a mother nature, and now I knew why. She was my mother. After she let go, I turned to Dad and asked, "Why can I smell Ruth?" "She was brought to here yesterday by your brothers. She will have a trial here for abusing a royal. Then she will be put in jail. She should have never lifted a finger on you." Judy said, "I am so sorry for giving you away and for lying to you." She said this, and it was like releasing a dam of tears. We cried together. My father held us. Without saying a word, I got out and went to my mates, knowing they can help stop the flowing tears. I don't know how I felt. Judy is my mother. Harry is my father. Bob and Ben are my brothers. Right now, I just wanted to touch my mates. Running to them, I jumped on Evan and wrapped my legs around his waist. He carried me to bed, Edwin behind us. They laid me on the bed and hugged their bodies close to me in a comforting way. I was in the comfort of their body and fell asleep crying. Chapter 11. I wanted to stay in my bed for the whole of Sunday. I did not eat either. Didn't feel well. Evan and Edwin tried to cheer me up with kisses. I wanted to keep them in my bed for the whole day, but that was selfish. I knew I had to be in there for my father tomorrow evening. Where else would I be? But in all honesty, I was upset with him and my mother for lying to me. Knowing that Ruth was not my mother and the things she did to me, it hurt. I was in the hands of a stanger, and I'm scarred for it. I know Hunter's was more dangerous, but how could they fight against my family? "Leah, you can't stay in bed all day. We can get out of here if you want," Evan said, placing tiny kisses on my shoulder, his arms around my waist. While Edwin was playing in my hair, my head resting on his well-toned chest. "Maybe a run will help you?" "I don't like seeing you this way, and not being able to help you," Edwin said. I needed to get out of there. A run will help me sort out my emotions. I forgive my parents, but I have not come to terms with who I am. A run sounds good. I only replied in short sentences. I could tell it hurt them. "I'm sorry. You're right, a run will help," I said with a small smile. It's the only emotion I've showed all morning. I removed the covers from my body and got out of bed, showing determination to get out of this room, as much as I wanted to jump back under the covers. I went into the ensuite, washed my face, and brushed my teeth. Evan was behind me, holding my waist softly and looking into my eyes through the mirror. When I was done, he wiped the face dry with the towel gently. When he was done, he walked me into the room. Edwin took my small waist, so I was facing towards him. He put the vest top over my head and then went to freshen up with Evan, leaving me to finish dress myself. I took off my short shorts pajama bottoms and exchanged them for my joggers, which were set out for me on the bed. They came out of the bathroom, dressed, and took my hand in theirs. We walked through the castles. They took me a route which avoided my parents, which I was happy for. As soon as we reached the garden, they took me to the back out of anyone's view, where we stripped. I focused on my wolf form, thinking of my body transforming into the wolf inside. I felt my body change. It was not a painful transformation. My mates were bigger than me. They were majestic wolves, soon to be king. Of course, they were bigger than me. They had pure black fur. Their eyes were green, one dark and one lighter shade, just like in their human form. They were handsome. They came to me and licked my fur and my face in an affectionate way, which made me lean into their touch. My wolf loved the feeling and didn't want to be anywhere else. You ready? Is Evan's pure, silky voice said in my mind. My wolf early fell to the floor at the sound. Yeah, I nodded. Just stop when you are tired. We will be with you. Edwin's voice sent shivers through my wolf. I went to them and licked their cheeks, brushing my fur against them, my white fur against their royal black. I took off into the forest. Passing them, though, I knew they were holding back. I let my mind wander back to Theseus' few days. I jumped over roots, ran around the beautiful trees that surrounded the castle. I thought about how my Judy was my mum and how it must have hurt her to give me away. Giving me to a stranger who abused me after treating me well, up until my father broke a promise, must have hurt. Not knowing where I am because Ruse took me away from my father, which led me to live my life on the run, not trusting anyone. I felt bad for feeling hurt, when it must have hurt more to lose your baby. Then I thought about my father. When he left me, it must have broken his heart. He knew my mother could not have come with him to visit me, being the only parent to see me, and holding in his emotions to spare his wife. I stopped running and curled up into a ball, letting the tears flow. My mates noticed that I had stopped. They surrounded me, lying on the grass and dead leaves, protecting me from any harm because I am vulnerable. Their fur pressed against mine, bringing comfort and warmth to my cold body. I needed to see my mother. I'm ready to go back, I told them. They licked my fur again. You ready? They asked at the same time. Yes, thank you, I told them. Evan rubbed his nose against mine while Edwin continued to lick my white fur. They got up with me and we ran back side by side. When we got back into the castle grounds, we found our clothes again. I focused on my human side. Once I was back, I grabbed Evan and kissed him hard. I grabbed Edwin and kissed him too. This is when I noticed we were all naked. Covering my eyes, I blushed and rashly put on my clothes. I ran without them to the room to take a shower, leaving them chuckling behind me. When I came out of the shower, I put on normal clothes. I walked around the castle looking for my mother and could not find her. I was wondering why I could not sense her for a bit. Hey, Leah, how are you? Bob asked me. I'm good. Have you seen Mum? I asked him, tired from walking around the castle. Yes, she is in the kitchen, he said. Before he finished, I was already off calling, thank you, over my shoulder. I walked into the kitchen to find my mother sitting around the table with her glasses on, reading a book in the corner. I went to grab a fruit on the counter and sat on the chair next to her. When she noticed my presence, she looked up from her book, smiling brightly when she noticed I was no longer sad. Hey, Mum. How are you feeling? She asked me. I'm good. How are you feeling? I asked back. She stood up, took my hand, pulling me up. She then crushed me in a hug, breathing in my scent. I'm better now. Do you want to go into the garden and talk? It's crowded in here with all the chefs getting ready for your father's birthday and crowning tomorrow. She told me. I nodded. She took my hand and we walked into the garden and sat on the swinging chair. We both smiled. I'm sorry for last night. I should not have run out like that on you. I told her, looking at my hands firmly in my thighs. She took my chin and guided my eyes back into hers. Don't worry, baby. I would have done the same if I found out this. And everything piled on you for the whole of this week. Ruth kicked you out. You found your mates, said goodbye to your best friend, met your father after years, and found out that you have brothers, and that I'm your mother. I would have been feeling the same. I understand what you're going through, although you recovered faster than I would. She said, laughing at the end. I laughed with her. Yes, this week has been hard, but I'm getting, my mates are there for me, so I'm happy. I told her. She smiled. Soon, you would be training to be the queen of the world of werewolves, and I would be the queen of England. Training? I asked, confused. Yes, although you would not need to go through that much. You already have all the attributes of a queen. You just need help finding them. Though, when you fully mate, you would change. In a good way. Oh, we could talk about this later, she said, as I blushed. Firstly, we need to get you fitted for your dress, she exclaimed as if she just remembered. But I have not gone shopping. I told her. Darling, I picked one out for you. You just need to get it fitted. You are going to be presented the king and queen's daughter. Everything has to be perfect, she told me. I loved the sound of that. She took my hand and dragged me back inside. She led me into a room I have never been in before, which was not a shock. It where she prepared, like a beauty room filled with hairdryers, straighter, makeup, and the list went on. I saw her 2 stunning dresses in the middle of the room. This one is yours, she said. My eyes went wide, my mouth opened. It was silk, in a beautiful red. It flowed all to the ground. It was not the puffy type. Instead, inflowed. The tailor came into the room. She bowed her head at us. She had brunette hair and was pretty short, about late 20s. Jennifer designed the dress. Mum said, "It is beautiful." I told her finally, closing my mouth. "Thank you, Mrs. Would you like to try it on so we can get it to fit perfectly?" she said. Sure. Can you pass me my dress, please?" I asked kindly after entering locker room finding, I forgot the dress. "Here you are. Be careful while putting it on," she told me. I could see why I should be careful. The silk was expensive and beautiful. It looked as if you needed gloves to handle it. I slid it over my head and guided it into place. I opened the curtains and walked out. "You look beautiful, Leah," my mum said, "only in need a few adjustments." Jennifer said, smiling at her creations, "I'll leave you two to it. I need to do some chores." Mum said, walking out. It was evening. It took a while to get the dress perfect in Jennifer's eyes. It was like she worked magic. I had to stand for some time, but it was worth it. I felt a need to find my mates. That's where my legs led me. "Hey, we missed you," Evan said, finding me before I found him. "I've just been fitting my dress for tomorrow evening." I told them, walking to them and hugging them. I needed their touch. "Your mum said so." Dinner is ready now. You must be hungry," Edwin said. "Yeah, what did you guys do?" I asked them while walking to the dining room. We called back home. "My sisters are coming here tomorrow for your father's coronation. Our father and mother would not be able to make it, although they send their love. I cannot wait to meet them." I told them, but nervous. What if they didn't like me? What will happen then? "They are dying to meet you too. My mother always wanted us to find a mate, and she is so happy that we did." "Don't be nervous," Edwin told me. "How did you know I was nervous?" "Our bond is growing," Evan told me. We got into the dining room. Everyone was there apart from my brothers. After they came, we ate. My dad seemed happy that I was not mad at him anymore, and for that I'm glad. Because of the Luna in me had a caring nature, which meant that I did not like causing anyone hurt. Everyone around was making their normal conversations. When dinner was over, my brothers left dining room swiftly. My mates and I went to the movie room to watch a film, Fast Five. It was an old film, but I loved all the others and never got to see this one. I was not a girly girl, but I was a tomboy either. Action films are just awesome. When the film was over, my mates took my hand and led me outside. It was chilly, but they were next to me. Their body radiated heat. I was not tired. We walked silently to the closest lake. Evan had his arm firmly around my waist, giving me heat while leaving tingles. Edwin had his around my shoulder. He placed a kiss on my temple, causing me to smile and close my eyes, just being in the moment. "I love you," I told them. I waited a while to tell them. I did not want to rush into it. I loved them from the moment I saw them, but this just seemed like the right time to tell them. I looked up at them and saw them smiling. Evan kissed my lips, soft yet passionate, while Edwin kissed my neck, getting near his mark on my skin, sending tingles down to my toes. Then they swapped. Edwin captured my lips, more in a rough nature, while Evan softly placed kisses on my neck. He got to his mark and licked it. I felt as if I was going to die from pleasure. They let go of me, pulling me out of my trance. I breathed hard, trying to calm myself down. "I love you too," Edwin and Evan said at the time. It was my turn to smile like I was an idiot. I placed a soft kiss over their cheeks. "It's been a long day. We should head back to bed. Tomorrow is going to be a long day," I told them. "Let's go." "You look tired. The amount of emotions you have had today must be overwhelming," Edwin said, placing a kiss on my temple. We walked back to the palace. This place looked beautiful at night time. Tomorrow would be a new day. Things will get better. Even better. I can no more smell Ruth. She must have been put into jail after a trial. Chapter 12. Today was the day my father was being crowned, the King of England. I have not seen my grandfather for several days since the first day of coming here. My father told me that he and my grandmother had moved to their house in the country. I haven't met her yet. She's not well. But I'd like to see her before I go. Morning, sunshine, Evan said, leaving kisses on my eyelids. When I opened my eyes, I saw green ones looking down on me. "You ready for today?" Edwin asked. Yeah, I think so. When will we be going to Greenville?" I asked. "We can leave any time after today, though our mother is dying to meet you," Evan said. "Yes, the sooner the better. You will still be able to come here whenever you like. We don't want to take you away from your family," Edwin said. "This is why I love them. They smiled at me like they read my minds. I guess the bond is getting stronger. Have you guys even got your suit fitted? I asked. Yes, when you had yours done. Evan told me. When are we going to see your dress? Edwin asked, eyes filled with eagerness. Night, I said, smiling. Oh, come on. I think we need to see it before everyone. Evan said. You might, if you're lucky, but I may be dressing with my mother. Leah, they both said. I gave them a wink while crawling over Edwin to get to the closest bathroom, but he held my thighs in place, just like he did when they marked me. I looked over to Evan for help, but he just shrugged and lay back down. Thanks very much, my wolf said. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you will not see the suits we have planned out for you if you don't show us, Edwin said, trailing off. Oh, come on, Edwin. You can't do this to me, I said, pushing my bottom lip out into a pout, which he kissed and released me from his hold. Only if you show us yours, he said. It was funny how the roles were turned. I told him, walking into the bathroom, swaying my hips. I threw a wink over my shoulder at him and heard him groan. I giggled behind the door. I walk into the bathroom, and that feeling never gets old. And every time I come here, I feel like it's the first time. As soon as I came out, I felt clean. I wrapped a towel around my naked body, brushed my teeth, and moisturized my skin. I came out of the bathroom, not expecting them to be there. But then I heard a wolf howl that scared me half to death. You scared me half to death, I told them. I saw their eyes on my legs moving in sync up my body, their eyes turning lighter, showing their wolves about to come out. Knowing this, I ran to the walk-in wardrobe and counted to 30. You guys done? I asked, opening the door. Seeing their eyes were normal, they laughed at me, which had me turning red. It's safe, Leah, Edwin said. Good. Now, can you pass me my black bra and panties? There are in the first drawer. Make sure they match, you know, the ones with the lace. Okay. Enough with the teasing before I lose myself to my wolf again, they said, making me giggle. I wrapped the towel firmly around my body and took my underwear from the hand that held them. Thank you, I told them, giggling, as they expected me to come out, not shut the door. I got into one of the dresses I found in here. Today was big day. I had to dress better than I normally did. I heard the shower running and walked out of the walk-in closet. I went to the vanity mirror and applied minimum makeup. I heard the door open and close and saw them both come out with towels around their waist. I felt my eyes glowing. I was more than aroused. I was paralyzed. Damn, boy, I said to myself. Well, not much to myself, since they chuckled, making my cheeks go red. They went into the chest of drawer, put on their boxes. Their hair was still wet, dripping onto their abs. My eyes followed their every move. Are you listening? Snapped me out of my trance. Honestly, no. They put on their shirts laughing. I had no shame. Okay, now you have some of my attention. Good. Let's go down for breakfast, they said, fully dressed, much to my dismay, but still I held their hands and let them lead me. We walked through the halls and I bumped into someone. I'm sorry, I told them. Whoever it was, I didn't look in their direction. Yeah, you better be, the person said. They had a girl's voice that reminded me of, oh my God, Juanet. I screamed and hugged her. She hugged me back. Where have you been, Missy? I told you to get a phone. Next thing I know, I'm being invited to your father's coronation, and then your mates told me to come early, which is now, she rambled on and on. Being the friend that I am, I let her. Okay, I had to stop her sometime. I'm just so glad you're here. Are you joining us for breakfast? She nodded. I just came. One of the maids told me to wait, but I followed your smell. I wanted to surprise you. Oh, hello, Mr. Evan and Mr. Edwin. Thank you for inviting me here. Did you know they got the old teacher back? He is old and boring. I swear I fell asleep in his class. If only you will come back. Then the class would not have to be so boring, and maybe I would get good grades. You know you guys stole my best friend. I want her back, but because I'm nice, I will let you have her. Okay, this girl knew how to talk. Fatty. I stopped her and then looked at my mates as they threw me a "you are welcome" face. What? I have not seen you in 4 days. Don't shout at me, she said in a child voice. I missed you. Have you met my brothers or father and mother yet? What do you mean, mother? I thought you left her at home, she said. No, my father is Harry Maxwell and my mother is Judy Maxwell. And please don't scream. I saw her sucking in a breath, but luckily she didn't. OMG. Too late, I was so close. Yes, I know. Coming for breakfast? I asked her. Yeah, she replied with a large smile on her face. I took her hand. My mates were still laughing at our exchange, but they followed us through the castle. When we reached, I sat between her and Evan, with Edwin next to him. It did not feel right, but I did not want my friend to seem out of place. I returned her hairband, saying, "Now, may the luck be back with you," we both laughing. "You seem very happy now," Evan whispered into my ear, making me giggle. "Thank you." I told them, knowing Edwin was listening. "Where is Bob and Ben?" I asked. "They were busy with school this morning. They wanted to get it out of the way before the day started." "Have you seen your father?" my mother asked. "No, we have not gotten a chance to say happy birthday," I said. "I guess we will have to go on without them," she said, just as the door opened and my father came through. "Happy birthday, Dad," I said, removing myself from the table, to greet him with a kiss on the cheek. "Thank you, Leah," he said with a smile. I saw relief in his eyes. I went back to my seat and tucked into the food that was there. The only people missing were my brothers. When we finished our breakfast, everyone went around doing their own thing. My mates went to London to get their sister from the airport. My mother went back to giving instructions, and my father went back to his study. As a host, I will stay with Patty. Drive safe. I told Evan and Edwin at the door. Edwin was behind me, and Evan was in front of me. Evan's smooth hand against my cheeks, and Edwin's are around my waist, just taking in the moment, breathing in their smell. When it was enough, I kissed Evan, and turned to kiss Edwin. "Bye, babe," they said in sync. That was hot. Waving to them, I turned back and went through the door to find Patty there smiling. "Oh, you love them," she said. "Of course, Patty, they are my mates." "I know, I can't wait to meet mine," she said, looking to the sky with a dreamy look on her face. "Don't worry, you'll find him," I told her, laughing at her expression. "Have you got an address yet?" "Yep, you'll love it." "Your mum already took the same place where yours is." "Well, that's what she said." "Good, that means we're dressing together." "Let's start now. With the way my mother was describing the process of getting ready, I don't want to be late," I told her, grabbing her by the hand. When we reached the room, there were more beauty products and everything to do with beauty there. "The process of getting ready will lead us to 5030, my mother exaggerated. When everything was done, it was exactly 5030. All I needed to do was step into my dress. "Mum, can you zip me up?" I shouted over the curtain. "Of course, darling." I felt her soft fingers zip my dress up. I turned to face her. She had a tear in her eye. "Don't cry, Mum," I told her. "But you look beautiful," she said, about to let the tear fall. "You will run your makeup." And it was not my wedding yet. I told her, and the tear never fell. I laughed at her. She was so beautiful. Fine. "Your mates are ready. They will meet you at the bottom of the stairs," she said. "I'm nearly ready. Urgh. My best friend is sizzling hot." I heard Patty shout, "I haven't got anything on you." I joked with her. She did look beautiful. Her family had money, not very much, but enough to afford that dress. "You know it," she said with a wink, making me giggle. "You've changed. You're all happy now," she said, smiling. I've come to see the better things in life," I told her, smiling. "Come on, let's go," I said, dragging her out by the arm, not liking the sentimental moment, but stopping when I saw my reflection. The red dress looked beautiful against my skin tone, and flowed 2 by feet near the floor, hiding my heels, which made me taller. My lips were painted red, and my black hair flowed all the way to the middle of my back, filled with curls. "Come on, Leah," she giggled, pulling me, like I'd done with her only seconds ago. Since she did not know the way, we walked together to the main stairs, in the middle of the palace. We walked down the stairs together. Not many people were there, and they had all gone into the main room, where everything was set up. As I walked, I almost lost my footing when I saw my mates. They all wore black suits, expensive shoes, the same watches, red ties, the same color as my dress. Their green eyes followed me as I froze. They looked at me with love and hunger, and their eyes looked down and finally came to my face. My heart quickened, but I continued down the rest of the stairs, carefully taking one step at a time. "You look beautiful," Evan finished. I smiled and kissed them both on the cheek. They took my gloved hand and placed a kiss on the back. That little intimacy made my heart speed faster. "Where is your sister?" I asked, looking around. She wanted to take a tour of the castle. She was avoiding us, by the way, Evan said with a forced smile. "But why?" I asked, curiously. "You'll see when we back to Greenville." Edwin ended. I decided no more digging. "Patty, do you mind if I go in with them?" I asked at the door. She shook her head no and waited outside. I mouthed a thank you to her and sent her a wink. The doors opened and my mates and I stepped in the room. The noise level dropped when my father came and introduced me and my mates to everyone. Patty's POVs. I was so jealous. She had the perfect mates. Any girl would hate her, but could not resist loving her at the same time. She walked in with them, hand in hand, while I stayed at the door to collect myself before going in. All right, I said to myself, wrapping my lucky hairband to my wrist, and took a deep breath, preparing entering the door. I got a feeling that our mate is going to be here tonight. Same as when we first saw our sister, I heard someone say. My heart stopped, and then I heard laughing, which made my heart speed up. If you say so. I heard someone else say, damn! Those voices awakened something inside me. I turned around to see two men walking near me, but they did not notice me yet. They had black hair, their suits were grey, with blue ties, which were the same colour as my dress. They looked the same, but one had light blue eyes, the other one a shade darker, still not looking in my direction. They were about 18, 19. They suddenly froze in sync. Damn, that was hot. They snapped their head up to me, looking me in the eyes, all laughter from their eyes gone. Mate, they whispered in sync. Damn, that's hot. I thought, well, more like said out loud, making my cheeks blaze. They walked up to me, took my gloved hand and kissed it. I'm Bobby. The one with the light eyes said. I'm Benjamin. His eyes were dark, said. Allow us to walk you in. I nodded, not finding my voice. They took my arm and placed it around there. The door opened and we stepped in. Everything was silent. Everyone was looking at us, making me blush. The girls looked envious, and I saw Leah running towards me, well in her heels. Leah, Bobby said. The room started to get back to its usual sound. This is our mate. Benjamin tried to finish, and there was quiet again. Mate. Oh my God, Paddy, you're mated to my brothers? She asked, smiling so wide, it looked like it was going to hurt. My jaw dropped. Brothers? I stuttered out. Yes, meet Bob and Ben, she said, pointing at the brothers on my arm. That meant they were the Prince of England. Everything went black. Leah. For once, Patty looked lost for words. That was a shocker. But I was more shocked when she fainted. Obviously, Bob and Ben caught her. I laughed, and Bob and Ben looked at me as if I was crazy. Don't worry, she'll come around, I reassured them. How do you know her? They asked. She is my best friend, I told them. They carried her to Father's study and laid her on the couch. I followed them along with my mates, the Kind and Queen. My father had been crowned just 30 minutes ago. He looked happy, very happy, just like my mother. My brothers looked concerned. It took about 5 minutes before Patty came back to us. Bob, Ben? She said unconsciously, but stirring awake. She made me giggle. Patty babe, wake up. Ben and Bob said in sync. Damn, that's hot. She said without meaning to. Then her eyes shot open and she blushed. Oh, she was cute. Then she shot to her feet and bowed her head to the Kind and Queen. Enough with the formalities, my mother said, making Patty raise her head. You're our daughter now. My husband and I would like to welcome you into our family, Patty. She continued, making Patty smile. I hugged Patty so hard. Her mates thought I was going to kill her. Protective much. Everything went back to normal. The evening was beautiful. Everyone greeted me by bowing their head. Suddenly, someone about my height started hugging me. Kath, stop hugging her so tight. I heard Evan scold. Shut up. You should have introduced me to her before. Kath stepped back. She looked beautiful green eyes, black hair, defined bone structure. She was a girl version of my mates. I saw guys around the room checking her out. Hey, I'm Catherine, but you can call me Kath, she said. Nice to meet you, Princess Kath, I told her with a smile. You look beautiful, Princess Leah, she said. So do you. And she really did. Leah, meet our sister, Edwin said. How old are you? I asked her. 7. Wow, this place looked beautiful, she said with a wink. For the first time I looked around. The room was decorated with golden, black, and red. There were girls dancing with boys on the dance floor. Patty and her mates were talking at the other side of the room, and Mom and Dad was dancing in the middle of the dance floor, smiling and looking into each other's eyes. Yeah, it does, I told her back. Okay, see you then. She walked off after satisfying her curiosity about her future sister-in-law. We arrived at the room at last. My feet are killing me. The whole evening was spent dancing and laughing. I sat on a chair in front of the bed and Evan and Edwin felt my feet hurt, took off my shoes and started massaging them. Oh God, it felt good. Their hands relieved the pain in my feet, and when it felt good, they stopped and stood up straight. I stood up. Can you unzip me? I asked. They all looked shocked. I nodded to them, and they swallowed. Evans's hand came up the back of my dress and turned me around so that my back was to him. Edwin's, and touched my sleeve and pushed my dress to the floor. They took a breath at my matching underwear. Evan started kissing me on the lips, while Edwin kissed my neck and back. I was lifted onto the bed and watched them pull off their boxer. They came and climbed up on the bed where I was lying and kissed me all over. They made love to me. We were fully mated. I felt connected to them. I heard their thoughts, and they heard mine. I felt their love, they felt mine. Our souls connected as one. I fell asleep naked in their arms. Chapter 13. I woke up feeling completed. I felt like one. I woke up with their strong arms around my body, making me feel the warmth, a feeling I have just about gotten used to. I felt a bond, our souls connecting, making us one together. If one of them was to be gone, I would not be able to survive. It hurt thinking it could happen, but you never know what could just jump up before you. Morning, I said with a smile on my face. Morning, love, Evan said. I could still hear Edwin breathing softly on my neck,